For years, on-chain trading has forced traders to broadcast their positions to the entire market. That transparency didn't create fairness, it created predators. Liquidation hunting, front running, copy trading, all structural outcomes of public leverage. Paradex is changing that. Privacy perps means positions stay private, execution stay on chain, and verification stay cryptographic. This isn't about hiding risks, it's about restoring market structure that actually works for traders. Today's conversations breaks down why privacy perps matters, who they benefit, and why this is one of the most important shifts in crypto to date. Joining us later will be our biggest community bull poster, Menno, and our own product engineer, Mattia.
Hello, Dime Nation. Welcome to this week's Dime TV.
Welcome to another exciting episode. And this week we got privacy perps and why that's going to be valuable. So we're going to jump into more of those points a little bit later. But we have some community events. We have some other things to share with you. And to get started, we'll just dive into what you've been working on.
Oh, okay. So we've been trying to get the community more active, and starting of course with our own like indigenous, right? Our ambassadors. So last week they were really active. There's a lot of things that happened, and they were all digital. So we had a couple of live streams, one that was trading related, one that was just for fun, Christmas theme, and we had our Vietnamese indigenous host like a little digital get together for all the Vietnamese traders. So I think all of them did pretty decent. The two streams from Net had like I think 400 plus people live, but 1,000 plus people viewed eventually.
Yeah.
And our Vietnamese boys had like 3.5K live listening, which is a good
That's a lot.
audience, man.
Especially
yeah.
like for a Vietnamese stream. It's very localized
Right.
to a region. Yeah.
Not even an English stream, it's just
Yeah.
Vietnamese.
Yeah, so that is something we'll be exploring more. We'll be doing more localized content for
Yeah.
different regions because there's Paradex traders all over the world.
Talk about all over the world. So what's coming up this weekend? I think you guys still have time. So right now it's Wednesday. On Saturday in Rio, Brazil, one of our DJs, Fabio. I mean, everyone knows Fabio. Fabio is a good-looking Giga Chat, appears everywhere, has his own stream, goes on podcast. So essentially, he is hosting a Rio Brazilian barbecue with the Brazilian community, and it's going to be an epic one. He has a whole set of like banners set up. There's going to be merch. There's going to be a lot of things. And good reminder then, I forgot to update him about some of the alphas so that he can start seeding it out to his Brazilian folks.
Is there alpha we can share? Not yet.
Well, you ask the questions, I'll answer them.
All right. Well, they're getting Brazilian barbecue. I feel like we should get Brazilian barbecue at the same time and then do a live stream.
I'll give you Singaporean hawker center food.
Yeah, I guess that's halfway. And we got a couple other events we're launching.
Yeah, so actually there'll be a lot of different things coming up. So there's going to be a big event in January, but because we haven't seeded any information about that yet, I'm not going to share too much details.
Because we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, we're still figuring out. But what's going to happen for sure is there'll be a lot more community type activities. When I say community, I mean like local, like AMAs in Germany, AMAs in China, AMAs in I don't know, like any other country where we have either a representative or someone in the team that can speak the language very well. No one speaks Chinese well. I'm the token Chinese guy in the company, but we are set up. We have people in place to help us with the translations and the communication.
I know we have a French audience. Like we
Yeah.
were kind of under the impression that people were under the impression that we were a French team. Well, Singapore. This is a Singapore international team,
Yeah.
by the way. But yeah, we do have some people in France that speak French that show up on French streams. Nick went on one that did really well on
Yeah.
Twitch and on X. So we'll be getting more into these.
I want to call it out though. So like the fact that people think that we are a French company is just a shout out to like Nick, like how good a job he's doing.
He's doing too
Presence
good.
and-
He's,
Yeah.
Relax, Nick. Relax, bro.
Uh,
We're not having you on stream.
Right.
We gotta cool
Yet.
you down. You're running too hot right now. So yeah, they're doing a good job. And do you know like our biggest regions? Like where's the most users from? Like internationally?
I actually did check it, but I was checking it for a specific country that I was looking out for. I didn't see who number one was. I only know number five.
What's number 5?
Uh, Japan, I
Okay,
think. It
but
seems like it.
people also said that's potentially due to VPNs.
It's possible, it's possible, it's possible.
I know I've used the Japanese VPN for certain things.
Uh-huh. That was suspicious, man. That feels like something you cannot say on stream.
I mean, I could, but I was like, I just use it just because I like
Maybe he will
streaming,
say it and cut it out later.
especially around the holidays. But now we're advertising them, but we should be advertising Dime TV, where
Yes,
you get
yes,
your
yes, yes,
crypto
yes.
content,
Oh, actually, talk about Christmas coming up.
or Paradexmas.
Yeah, Paradexmas. So, I think we're planning something,
Yes.
and we want to do some giveaways in the spirit of the holidays.
Yes, Santa Fiddy will be doing a AMA next week for Paradexmas.
Yep. Yes. Sorry, an idea just came to mind, but I don't want to do it.
Okay, no problem.
Someone has to dress up as Santa Claus.
Santa or Santa Dave.
Claus.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But it will be live. Everyone's going to be doing different things. Fiddy has generously volunteered his time to do an AMA. This is a rare chance to ask questions directly from the founder, and he's doing giveaways. So you want to be loud. You want to get his attention. You want to make content. You want to make clips, and he can decide, or we'll have some kind of system where you get a present from Paradex.
Talk about the season of giving, man. So
Yeah.
there's it's probably gonna give alphas, and we're gonna be giving out surprises.
Some big surprises.
Shit. What a time to be a
It's
user.
probably like one of the most valuable streams you could be
Yeah.
on.
I'm gonna create like a sub account and I'm gonna participate.
Yeah, because this is something that like you actually have to work really hard to get.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm surprised like he
Ah.
wanted to give this away for Christmas. So
We can't share too much yet.
Yeah.
Damn it.
but let us know in the comments if you're interested, and so you want to start being active now.
Yeah. And yeah, that's
Now,
a good point.
as for the week after that, it is New Year's. I don't think we'll have a stream. Maybe we'll have like a pre-recorded video where we like recap our year at Paradex,
Yeah.
a little bit from everybody.
That'd be cool. And that'd be cool for us as well because like both of us we joined like kinda
A few months ago, yeah, not too long ago,
we joined the end of Q3.
like just before Token 2049.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean the recap will be very useful for us as well.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Not that we don't already know, but I mean there's some things that you might miss.
and after being here that long, I just keep getting more bullish. I'm just gonna say that, just because the vision is clear and the team executes.
Yeah. I need to buy some budget boxes, man. Damn.
Well, you said too much. Let's relax. Let's relax. But yeah, there are things happening in the works. We don't need to reveal everything yet.
Yep.
Now, as for things coming up, like we had this great stream with Nat. She did like how do people make money in crypto. We dove into some options. She had another stream with Elle, I believe.
It was more like Christmas vibes, and trying to combine like good feels with XP. So it was like a gacha thing that she built.
I saw
right?
that. Yeah.
Right. So then if you transfer like 10 XP to her, like the prices range from 20 to 300 XP. So it's a net win regardless,
Yeah.
but most people transferred like 100 XP, which was a bit too much.
I did that as a test. I was hoping she'd distribute it to other
Yeah,
people.
we did it as a test, right?
Yeah.
But people followed as if that was the actual price.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Which is generous. Which is
which
very
is generous,
generous. Yeah.
which is very generous. And then they did like a little art thing, so they were drawing like Christmas cards for people, and then they were distributing them after the stream. But in stream, whoever wanted to get a card, or like if you got a card as a gacha prize, then they will do it live. So Nat is a horrible artist, but it's cute, I guess.
Okay.
I was an actual artist. She's in Spain right now. She is in some art college. Fuck me, I should know this.
You could just say some art college.
Some
I'm
art
sure like not
college.
everyone knows like every art college in Spain. You know, like
on scholarship for a semester.
oh, that's amazing. So if you're interested in events like that, let us know. We're organizing a lot of different content for the Paradex Eco channel, just so we can engage the community more,
Yeah.
and we want to really fill out the schedule for Dime TV.
So those were essentially like experiments, right? So what's coming up next is we're going to be activating a lot more of our, I don't know if we call them like Paradex streamers or we call them like our like affiliate batch like guys, because some of them are kind of mixed, right?
Right, right.
So we're going to bring them on
Yeah.
to participate and create content with us for Dime TV.
Yes.
So we
in-
need more people like that.
Yes, in languages all over, we definitely want to share the message of Paradex, and for like even regions that don't have a lot of speakers in that language, that's just a new market to take over. And you
Yeah.
know, you're streaming, you're making that content, you're probably sharing your referral code.
Yeah. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
They get more famous, more people see the referral code, and it activates a new market.
Yes.
Wow.
And we are learning advertising now. Actually,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
learning advertising
Oh,
from
yeah.
you and how to target certain regions. So
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we make a clip, maybe we make some content and target it specifically for that region.
Yeah, yeah,
So you will definitely get amplified if you are making content for Paradex Eco.
Talk about advertising, right? You know why I left advertising?
No.
It's too easy for people to learn. So like give yourself like a month, you'll be an expert.
Yeah.
So like, paying someone to do it outside an agency, it's becoming less relevant.
Oh.
I'm saying this not to make enemies,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying this because if we can do it, any of you can do it as well.
Especially with AI now, right?
Yes. Well, AI can come up with strategy, but you need to know how to use
Platform.
the platform.
Yeah.
But once you do it like 2 or 3 times, it's pretty standard.
Yeah, yeah. You were showing me like options like, oh, I didn't know that was a drop down. I didn't know there was
So-
more to this.
Yeah, exactly. So when I was doing it in the past, it was click on whatever you can click on,
Mhm, mhm.
expand everything, and okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
But Twitter is good. Twitter
Yeah.
is good.
So yeah, we are growing the message. Now, next up, we're gonna bring on Wardy because he has some developments. All right, we're back with Wardy, and Wardy just got back from a trip to Abu Dhabi. He made it to Breakpoint. What happened? What did you do there?
Yeah, so I was in Breakpoint last week. That was actually my first Breakpoint event. Of course, they sold on the event, but then I went there. Mostly, I have 3 things that I want to achieve. So I want to meet our users. I want to meet traders, right? And I want to meet market makers and builders, specifically those that want to build on top of Paradex.
Now, before we get into all of that, you also mentioned you met a celebrity. Let's share that story first.
Oh yeah, I mean like I'm not sure. Obviously I think everybody knows.
yeah.
So I was sitting next to Raul Paul, and whoever doesn't know that is basically macro and what do you call it? Macro.
I just know him for being famous in crypto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he was sitting next to me, and then he stand up.
Where were you
and-
guys sitting? Like, it's just like in the audience, or
No. We were actually at the balcony of Hilton Hotel.
okay?
And I had my meeting done there, and then I didn't realize it was him. And then he stand up, and then he walked. Before he walked past by me, and then I noticed it was him. Then I stand up, and then I look at him. He looked at me, and I was like, and then I basically stretched my hand. So and then we shook hands,
Okay.
and then because I didn't expect he is so tall.
Yeah.
I think probably taller than Rob. And I was like looking up there, and then it's like I didn't really know what to say.
Yeah.
I know I should like
Say words.
say words correct, and then I was like I'm a big fan. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like a bit starstruck kind of things, but after a bit like I should like just did my elevator pitch to him right away, like a minute or two, so he knows like more about stuff that we are doing.
Now, someone clip that and tag Raul Paul and just like keep putting it in his replies so that they know next time he should talk to Wardy. So yeah, you made it out to Breakpoint. What were you doing out there?
Yeah, so basically those 3, right? So I want to meet. I did meet our users, talk a lot. Especially I met Ilias, who created wonderful websites like what is it called? Funding.
Oh, funding rate or something?
Yeah, I forgot the
Is
names.
he GHZ?
Yeah,
Oh,
GHZ.
actually, we're going to talk about that later with Menno. Yeah,
Yeah, so I
he's built
met
a few tools. Yeah.
correct. So I met him, and then he also built like Paradex.xyz. It's like a dashboard. It looks very cool using our colors. I like a lot what he did. So I talked to him a lot, and we discussed about like what kind of trading strategies he did, and then he shared to me quite some good tips what he is doing right now and so on. So that is basically our users and people just. And then I also met board makers. Um, uh, he's from France, and he basically flew from Paris. I knew it from Nick. That's why we kind of like connected, and then we met, talked like an hour with the guy, very cool guy, and he has been very supportive of Paradex. So during that time, then we explore like what can we do together. Yeah, so that's why we are like setting up some campaigns with them as well right now. That's number two. Number three is like, of course, we are constantly looking for either more traders, or in this case also market makers. And I met a couple of market makers out there that is like, the things with Abu Dhabi is there's a lot of high profile and valuable people, I would say, that's fly from all over the world to Abu Dhabi in this case, and I have the opportunity to meet a lot of those in one spot. Yeah.
All right. That's all I got. Moving on to Privacy Perps with Clement. So we're here with Clement, who made Privacy Perps happen for Paradex all by himself, with no credit to anyone else, that he said personally. Clement, how'd you do it?
Well, I did not personally do it. It was definitely a team effort between our team, our partners, and even our users, our institutions, our bridge partners. It was a big effort for everybody coming together to push this forward. And I'm really happy that everything worked really well. And so kudos to everybody involved.
All right. I'm glad you gave everyone their due credit. Now, for the regular people who aren't familiar with Privacy Perps and the meaning of that, like just a brief overview, what is that?
Yeah, so previously everything on chain was public, your typical architecture.
It
for
still
crypto.
is. It's still very
Um,
public.
Yes, yes. But for us now, we've kind of added a layer on top on the Paradex chain level. So you have to use your own information to verify that you are who you are, so you can see your own information. And then at the Ethereum level, that is now encrypted, and only a privacy council that we've developed with a few different members, including external members, can decrypt it to give us the possibility of an escape hatch. So previously, all that is visible to everybody, and now only permissioned and encrypted.
All right. So now that there is on-chain privacy, what does this mean for the trader?
This means that people cannot front run you, people cannot copy trade you, people can't hunt you down for liquidation, or shame you because you have took a position on something that you shouldn't have.
All right. Now, does that mean the experience will be different for them as they use these privacy perps?
No, actually, the beauty of the solution that we've built is we just turned it on our side, and now it's on for everybody.
Now, is there anyone else in the industry doing this?
No, nobody. We're the top dex that is doing this, and I'm very excited to see kind of other people also embrace privacy, because I think this is beneficial for the entire industry, and it's also I think it's a prereq for TradFi to come on chain.
Now, how long until the competitors start copying this?
I'm sure they're already thinking about it, because this is the beauty of our industry. We move very fast, and the people that benefit from this is our users. But we're going to keep evolving as well, right? This is just the beginning.
What's next? I was like, this is the best. You set it up. Like, this is just the beginning. We got to know what's next.
I mean, in terms of privacy, this is just the first stage. We do want to do like full encryption, cryptographic guarantees that your information is encrypted, because right now even at the Paradex chain level it's a permissioned flow, so it is private, but it is not like only you can show your keys and decrypt it kind of thing. We'll see how that evolves. There's a lot of nuance to it in architecture, but the goal for privacy is to take it all the way to the end, right? Like this is the beauty of our technology.
All right. So who benefits the most from privacy on chain?
Who benefits? I would say everyone benefits, but the probably the more money you have on chain, and depending on who you are, that probably impacts the benefits for you. If you are like James Wynn or something, obviously this is gonna significantly benefit you. Right now, he's said publicly that he's been hunted for liquidations, and I'm sure people also copy trade a lot of people. So this is a great protection for those individuals. For the Privacy Council, today we have 3 members: the Paradex Foundation, Paradex, and Carnot, a close partner. Our goal is eventually, as we get bigger, we're going to grow this council so it's a larger number of members so that we can be more decentralized in that way as well.
How do people get in this privacy council?
This is something that we decide with the existing council, right? So there's going to be some process there. But yeah, the goal is to have different members from the industry, because that's really what makes it strong, is diverse opinions.
Now, people want to be bullish on Paradex. Should they be bullish on Privacy Perps?
Yeah, they should be. Things that to be bullish about Paradex is privacy perps, zero fees, no ADL, like all these things. We have really good liquidity, right? All these things are foundational to becoming the best X, and this is just the beginning. I mean, I think some of the things that went on behind the scenes is that in order to roll out privacy, we also had to take certain things offline from the public internet. So our existing block explorer today, or our previous block explorer, we were using Voyager. That doesn't have the capability to understand that you are who you are. So all the information there would have been masked, so not very valuable. So we've had to build our own block explorer for people to kind of see their information on chain, rather than using existing tools. There are other tools like that we had to turn off from the public internet. So those were quite challenging to coordinate because of the different, like some bridge partners were using it, some institutions were using it. So that was something that I think is not talked about very much, but it's more in the nitty gritty details. I think our new block explorer is actually really nice, and definitely want to check it out.
So using this new block explorer, what can people expect from the more public version to now?
The UI, first of all, is actually more closer to the Paradex UI, so it'll actually feel more like an embedded experience. But it's still early stages. Like there's still more we can build on top of it, but this creates a good foundation than before, where we were using the same block explorer as public Starknet. It's a great block explorer. Don't get me wrong. Like you can see really cool information that we want to also put into ours. But it is a general purpose block explorer. Ours is more specialized. So over time, you'll be able to see us be able to kind of basically, because block explorer is basically a window into your account information, but it's through the blockchain lens instead of through the API, right? So it's really cool to start seeing parallels where over time our block explorer could be maybe showing the same UI, a very similar UI as your regular logging into Paradex, but instead of pulling API, you're pulling from the blockchain. So you can easily verify between both. Compared to in the past, if you know what you're doing, you can verify yourself, but then you have to like go to the contract, call something, and then look at these hex values or these decimal values. It's not obvious. So it's really cool to see this be a foundation towards people understanding the chain side as well, and then the beauty of it. Yeah.
Good time, brothers and sisters. Good time, Mattia. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you, Mano?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. first time meeting you. Excited. I excited
Hey.
to talk about Paradex. Yeah, I mean, it must have been a busy few months for you guys, huh?
Yeah, it has been. I'm so glad to be here out of the shadows for some time. Thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah, I can understand. I mean, like especially we heard Clement talk about privacy. He went quite in depth, but it must have been quite a long time coming, right? This process must have started like 6 to 12 months ago of really
Yeah,
designing the whole privacy perps, etc.
yeah, it is mostly that. So a very long preparatory work to arrive to the final goal of activating this huge feature. So we worked for very, very long time, as you said. And the last few weeks has been quite intensive to make everything smooth for the final goal.
Yeah, I can imagine because like last month was Starknet 14, the Starknet 14 integration to Paradex, so that was a quite big one, and Privacy Perps is a massive one, of course. So it's a crazy month, crazy few months before Christmas for you guys, huh?
Yeah, that's true. We had a very two big upgrades on the blockchain side. So starting 0.14.0 first, and then 14.1 that unblocked the privacy environment. So yeah, both of
Yeah,
them has been quite big upgrades.
very interesting. How long have you been working for Paradex, if I might ask?
For Paradex, Paradex is near 3 years to more than two and a half. So moving from Paradigm before. So I joined Paradex when Paradex was still not open in production in mainnet. So from not a very early stages, but quite a long time ago. I saw a lot of stuff on Paradex.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, like that's just really the early stages of Paradex, right? You were there
Yeah.
building Paradex and evolving.
Yeah, I mean, I was not in Paradex from the very initial inception, but I was there when we opened the beta with only 10 accounts, 10 big institutions trying it. So, very small group of people onboarding. So, yeah, we evolved quite a lot since then. So, also considering the ratio between real life and life on chain, it was really a life ago when we started.
Yeah, I can imagine it's very exciting,
Mm.
especially if you've. I mean, like it's exciting for the community, for me, for example, to see these new features being integrated on Paradex. But for you guys, I mean, like you guys have been working like a lot of hours for a long time on this DeFi dream, you know. So it must be really exciting to see things come to fruition.
Yeah, I guess so. Because from user perspective, so look at the big features that are coming are exciting for sure. But our side, engineer side, when you start months earlier from just an idea, so you have a goal, you have something that you want to reach, and not a clear path of how to do to arrive to that goal, and you start building block by block up to that big goal of releasing something that is huge for the community. That's super exciting. So that's the really amazing part of our work.
Yeah, I can imagine, and I also, I figured there's a lot of stuff that goes into implementing a feature like privacy or like any upgrades in general. There's like 100 things to think about, like what's influencing each other. I mean, like I'm no expert in it, but I can imagine that there's a lot of stuff interacting with each other, etc.
Yeah, it's an incredibly complicated ecosystem with a lot of relationship between components. Sometimes also relationship between very distant components, but they still have some influence somehow. And I'm often very surprised of when you start touching something and something else broke and was in a completely unexpected way. So when you face a big upgrade, a big feature, you really need to think at the whole platform and everything that could be connected somehow.
Yeah, that must be a crazy
Yeah.
process. In the meantime, I want to ask the community if you have any questions. You can always ask them in the chat, and we might answer these questions also regarding privacy perps. Um, I think Clement touched earlier on privacy perps that it's beneficial mostly for like big accounts. But I would also like to add that it's like also if you're a very profitable trader but you don't trade in really big sizes, you also profit from this because no one can really track your trades, or you don't lose your edge on Paradex. And I think that's a very important aspect, that you
Yeah, yeah.
can execute your trades on your own, and you don't have to worry about people front running you or copy trading you.
Yeah, yeah. So you do not expose your strategy, your ability. Even if you trade a little amount, you can still have a lot of information that others could thief from you. So everyone could benefit from the privacy. So
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of attention goes to the giant whales that get liquidation hunted, But I think that's only a really small part of it. I think just keeping the information and edge to yourself is one of the biggest things, definitely.
yeah, if you are the big whale that okay, you can be targeted by these campaigns just for fun to try to liquidate yourself. But on the other side, if you are a small fish, you risk to just become food for someone else that is looking at your positions and try to take profit from what you are doing. So you can benefit for privacy as a protection for your positions, for your strategies, without being so
Yeah,
front-ratted or just used by others, big players.
yeah, definitely. Do you also like to trade yourself, Mattia, or do you or is it like?
Yes, I did with very inconstant results. I don't think that I'm a good trader. I'm better in providing tools for others to trade. So definitely trade is not my top business, but I
Yeah,
did.
I can definitely understand. It's a difficult space in trading. It's like
Yeah,
it's a lot of emotion. It's like a lot of ups and
yeah.
downs. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, quite difficult to compare the two words, so it's difficult to manage both of them. So I prefer
Yeah,
to focus on a specific side of the of the ecosystem.
yeah, I can imagine. So your role in Paradex is like you are an engineer, or how can I see this?
Yeah, I'm one of the principal engineers in Paradex. I'm most involved in core functionalities, in particular for blockchain or everything based on the latency, the optimizations to guarantee that everything will be low latency, maximum throughput as possible for when trading on Paradex. So both on cloud and chain side. But I also worked on high level functionalities. For example, last year I worked on implemented vaults. But most of the time I work on very core functionality that users do not care at a first glance, but they use every day to have a smoother experience with Paradex.
Yeah, definitely. So when people execute a trade real fast, that's mostly because of you, huh?
Yeah, when you
Yeah,
saw a few milliseconds to execute a trade and you are happy, then it's part of the my job.
awesome. I think we've seen after the chain upgrade last month, we've really seen the pace pick up for feature release. Is this something we can expect in the next, let's say, 3 to 6 to 12 months, or how can I see this in the grand scheme of things?
Uh, what specifically you are thinking about?
Well, it's like I thought that the chain upgrade really opened up
Mhm.
a path for more features to be implemented, because the chain side was
Mhm.
like there were no limitations on that side. That's the angle I'm getting at.
Yeah, one of the big unlocker, except for privacy, that is big one, and we will continue moving on that side. But one of the other big unlocker is for the throughput. because with latest versions that we rolled out on chain, we opened the door for new workflows, parallel workflows on chain. And so what we now execute on a single in a single way with a single thread can be parallelized so that the throughput of things that we can execute on chain can be multiplied by 10x, 100x. And so the volume that can be managed on chain will greatly increase in the coming months.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear. So I can we say that the potential for scalability is very high with this technology?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, it's really we are not using the majority of things that we unlocked. So we really opened the door for a lot of optimization and improvements on the chain side. We are working a lot on the cloud side, so off chain, to make the throughput as big as possible. But by doing that, we reach a bottleneck on the chain side. So we cannot scale too much off chain because of that. But now we can also optimize on the chain side and so fully unlock the potential that we are generating off chain. So very exciting future will come.
Yeah, I can imagine, because I also saw that the STWO got implemented. Not sure how to pronounce it, but that was implemented like last week or 2 weeks ago, I believe. The sequencer.
Sorry, I had an interruption on the connection. Can you say again?
Yeah, it was. I was talking about the STWO, the
Mhm.
sequencer that just got upgraded.
Oh yes, too. Yeah.
Yeah, Stu. Yeah. Can you talk about a bit more about that and what that creates for possibilities on Paradex?
Yeah, that's a really huge new technology that Starkware implemented, and it's included in the latest Starknet version that we rolled out. So Stu is the fastest sequencer ever on chain. That means every proof can be proved very, very quickly, and that's reducing very, very a lot the cost of proving and the time needed for proving. So that's unlocks an increased throughput on the proving side, on the sequence side, not explicitly on the execution side. That is more improved by other technologies like the introduction of the mempools on chain side. But Stu is really an amazing feature that has been introduced.
That's great to hear, and that just got implemented. So you guys are moving really fast.
Yeah, that's already integrated. So it was not there in the very initial upgrade that we did to Starknet 0.14.0, but a few days later, we had a second upgrade that was completely silent and transparent for the community, and we moved to that prover. So
Awesome.
that happened behind the scenes without any downtime, any maintenance, anything. That just happened. That's the
That's
magic
awesome.
of owning the full stack. So you can really tune a lot these things to reduce as much as possible the stress for the users at minimum.
Yeah, I think that's one that's not a thing that a lot of people think about, but owning the blockchain and really specializing the blockchain for the needs of a DEX, for example. I think that brings a lot of positive things that other exchanges don't have, that build on public blockchains, for example. Could you tell about this a bit more?
Yeah, that's true, because so the public chain are they are set up for general purposes workflows. So they need to manage very, very different workflows, from single big transactions to many small transactions, single wallets sending different kind of workflows. But this lack of specialization does not open the possibility to optimize for specific workflows. On our side, by working on a fork, a private fork, we can completely customize it to optimize as much as possible the workflow that are needed for Paradex. So in particular, have the lowest latency as possible, the biggest throughput as possible, based on the kind of transactions that we effectively need to execute. So not every single transaction, but only the trades or the transfer that needed for users. So only the specific kind of operations that are needed for the exchange and users.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the fact that you guys have been building for like 2 3 years, you have a lot of experience in building this chain, and that's only gonna benefit in the future because you have a lot of experience with problems or with bottlenecks or with issues. And I think that's something that many people don't really think about, but I think in the future that's really gonna um, the flywheel effect of investing in building that chain will really pay off in the future. Hmm?
Yeah, the very beginning can be frustrating to work on things, building everything that will, so the basement for the future. But as you say, when you build something that is very solid at the base, then the future will become easier because of that. If you build something very, very quickly to reach a goal without caring about the base, the foundations, what you risk is to just have something that is frail and cannot sustain the age on of the future. So
Yeah,
I'm
indeed.
very, very positive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that we quite often forget in, especially in the crypto space, because things are moving quickly, and people are focused on short-term gains. Some of the teams are also focused on short-term gains. I mean, like, but it's really nice to see a project really focus on the future and like where are we going to be in 1 year, in 2 years, in 12, in 6 months, you know. So
Yeah.
that's something really bullish for me, and especially with all these perp dexes popping up, some having crazy volume numbers or crazy metrics. It's like there's definitely some fishy stuff going on, and you have to really be careful in this space because it's not, you get rucked pretty easily, right?
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree.
Yeah, so I think we can see with Paradex evolving quickly with new releases. I mean, like there was a UI front end update today to the portfolio page. Definitely check that out if you haven't. But we also see the metrics rising pretty quickly. Like the open interest really rose. I believe it's at 512 million open interest at the moment. And after 1010, after the big crash, we were at like below 250 million. So the, that's also really exciting to see Paradex, people really using Paradex, putting in their trades, and just really helping grow the platform. Must be also exciting for you as a developer to see people using your product more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see the reaction of the community to the end users to what you do. So absolutely. That's what is motivating our work and to continue to improve constantly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Mm. Yeah. So there's also, I see a lot of questions in the chat and on sometimes on Twitter, like when TGE, and I think that's a very difficult question to answer. But
Yeah.
I think what might be interesting is to, I don't know if you have experience on this, but if we can visit the topic of spot trading, what goes into it. Is it like a really difficult feature to implement, or is it, do you have any ideas on this?
Well, spot is definitely something that is cooking. So I would say that a good part of that is already there, but we need to spend some time to tailor the last mile of that other big feature. But so I don't want to say it's difficult, it's easier because it's a completely different product to consider to so compare it to perps, but definitely it's something that will arrive to land will land to Paradex very very soon. We are cooking.
That's definitely nice to hear. And I
Yeah,
think for a lot of
and
people that are questioning like when TGE, I think Spot testnet. Look out for Spot on testnet. Is that a good indicator of when things are close, or what would you say?
yeah, I think so. So I'm personally involved in implementing Spot, and now that we unblocked the upgrades on chain and the privacy stuffs, I'm very very quickly moving to back to implement Spot. So in the next few weeks, we should be able to release on testnet, and yeah, as you say, that would be a very good indication.
Yeah. So for anybody asking when TGE, just hang on, look
Yeah,
for Spot on testnet, and that will be an indication to everybody that things are close and we are gonna and
yeah.
Dime is gonna TGE. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a very good signal. Yeah.
definitely. Um, yeah, one thing that Wardy talked about earlier was a community member that he met, GHZ, and I would like to highlight him this week. He made a Paradex dashboard. If we can go to link number 1, if we can share that. He made a dashboard in which he combines all different kinds of metrics and OTC prices, for example, the historical ones. You can also calculate your XP. And but I think the most interesting tool he built is Liquid View. If we could go to link number 3. Liquid View is an app where you can calculate execution costs on different exchanges. Um, and it's pretty interesting because I think that's a focus of you guys as well. It's like you want to create the best possibility of the best opportunities and the best user experience for traders. And I think this is a very interesting tool GHZ built, because you can really see like how much does it cost me to execute a trade. Yeah, and you can really see the difference between the zero fees approach, which you guys chose for, and you can really see the difference. It's like 2 basis points difference, or maybe sometimes even more than that. So it's like that's something really interesting. So I would advise anyone to search for GHZ on X. He also has a funding arbitrage app, which is also very interesting. So definitely check that out.
It's,
Yeah,
it's, al-
Mattia, I think
it's also amazing to see that kind of comparison driven by independent users. So, not something coming from a specific exchange. So, that's super important for the community to be able to do that comparison without specific influence from one of the exchanges. So, very, very glad to see these counter tools.
yeah, definitely. That's I must say that must be really awesome to see other people just build stuff quietly and just releasing that, right?
That's great.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, what else do we have to yeah, I think execution costs is a very interesting topic. I've seen this discussed a bunch on Twitter over the past week, and it's quite an interesting topic because there are still some exchanges that have trading fees that are saying like, yeah, fees don't really matter. The only thing that matters is execution cost, and of course this is true. But uh, especially with tools like we saw earlier, Liquid View, it really just shows like it's the data is out there. You can just calculate this, and there's there's no need for real discussion on this. There can be some discussion in the fringes, like with some details, but it's like the data is out there. Don't get fooled by anyone trying to spin this narrative. It's like, um, I think you've also been in crypto long enough, Mattia. There's always someone trying to uh, talk about what they are doing right, while it's just like it's some bullshit. It's like there's a lot of strange things going on in this space, huh?
Yeah, it's hard to trust a lot of things that are happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Because have you been in crypto for a long time, or you said you started in Paradigm, right?
I started in Paradigm, yeah. I joined crypto space in 2017, so quite a long time ago. So I both my first part of Bitcoin, it was around $2,000, so it was crazy comparing the price that was few years ago with now. And I saw, yeah, a lot of things happening. And I joined the Paradigm side 3 years and a half ago, and then more or less one year later I moved to Paradex.
Yeah, that's 2017. That's pretty damn early. Yeah.
Yeah, more than 8 years.
Yeah, definitely. It's I think that's the Paradigm side is also a very interesting topic. It's like you were in Paradigm just also building infrastructure, I guess, or
We're in Paradigm implementing some of the products that are on Paradigm. So, particular DRFQ and the second version DRFQ, and the we had a let's say a connection between the Paradigm and the decentralized work. So we did a DOV that was one of the product that was cross implementing Paradigm and decentralized exchanges. So somehow was uh, an initial thinking towards Paradex.
okay. So the actual inception of Paradex took in the minds took a long
Yeah,
time, huh? It was a long time before the actual
somehow,
development.
yeah, somehow
Yeah,
you can say that. Yeah.
yeah. And I think also that must be also a very exciting part for you, because you have been in the Paradigm business to in the future see this Paradigm business settle on Paradex, right? I think that's the grand vision, and that's like
Yeah, that's one of the big goals that we have on our mind, on our roadmap. So yeah, to join the two worlds in a single product would be really one of the big goals that we have.
yes. And I think also the potential revenue streams of that volume, of that big by going to Paradex, it's like also really it must be a sizable revenue stream. I think estimations are difficult to make, of course, but it's a good business. I believe a lot of volume is going down, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But also for user would be a much smoother experience, because now Paradigm relies on that external partners. So a lot of things happens between the execution on Paradigm up to the execution on the external venues. But by integrating Paradigm with Paradex, everything would be smoother and just managed by us, fully optimized, fully leveraging all the throughput and latency optimizations that we have on chain. So also for us it will be a great opportunity, as you said, but also for users will be quite a big game change.
Yes, and I think that's going to be a big focus in the new year, right?
Absolutely, yeah, I really think so.
And can you? I mean, like we're also almost at the end of the year. Do you have any things that you would like to highlight that you are building or you want to see yourself in 2026, for example, on Paradex?
Well, we have really a lot of amazing features that are cooking. So I can imagine myself working on many of them. So absolutely starting from spot, but portfolio margin and multilateral. So a lot of things are coming, and all of them has actually addressed. So just a matter of time to see all of them.
Okay, so that sounds like, I mean, like multi-collateral and spot. That's some exciting features, huh?
Absolutely. Multi-collateral
Fair.
in particular will be a quite big one. And yeah, I will very happy to start working on that very soon.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that I also see it on the community side. The just it seems like Paradex is ramping up on all fronts, you know. So I think 2026 is going to be a big year, and especially looking at what you guys are achieving on the engineering team. Also, it looks like it's going to be a good year.
Absolutely. And the more the community will give feedback about our work, and the more we will be motivated to continue that side. Absolutely ready for big jumps.
Ready for a big jump. That's great to hear. Mattia, thank you for joining me on this stream. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure for me.
And
Thank you.
I would like, thank you, Mattia. I would like to ask the community if you have any feedback on the new UI, on things you'd like to see. We are always very happy to hear feedback. We want to create the best user experience for traders possible. So let yourself be heard. If you don't tune in on next streams, I want to wish you all a happy Christmas and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And
Thank you.
let's make 2026 a great year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You too.
Thank you, Mattia. Bye bye.
Bye.
And that's it for us this week at Dime TV. Join us next week when we have Santa Fide on doing giveaways for Paradexmas. So be ready, show up. It will be an AMA. Have good questions, and look forward to the next Dime TV. All right.